So further to just sectioning up our cabinet's face and interior, we can also make some more advanced changes as well. This will include things like equalizing certain faces to another face so that they remain the same size, or hiding or removing a few of the cabinet parts, or even a few little tips and tricks around hinges and handles on your doors and drawers. Throughout this lesson, take a look at the cabinet properties within our section editor. For this lesson, we'll use our 45-degree pantry, and we're going to recreate a walk-in pantry using those cabinet properties. I'll get back into my cabinet view, go to my section editor, and I'll go to our cabinet properties. You'll see this by going and clicking on properties, and you'll see a drop down appear. For now, I'm going to select general, but just have a quick look and remember some of the names on that drop down list. You'll see now that I've opened up general, all those same options appear above as tabs along the top of the screen. This means we can swap while we're in this screen or open directly to the tab we want, just to save a bit of time. To begin with, we'll start with the General tab. It's here that we can give our cabinet a new name, a description in the fields here, and we can also talk about what type of class the cabinet is. The class reflects the cabinet class in Job Properties. This will let Cabinet Vision know what height to make this cabinet if we save it away and pull it back out of the library later. You'll be able to also select if it's a normal cabinet, a blind cabinet, a corner 90, or a 45 corner like this one in our type section. This is so Cabinet Vision uses the correct hinging for the doors. You'll see because mine's a 45 cabinet, it's using the correct 45-degree hinges for this cabinet. For now, I'm going to name this my corner 45 walk-in pantry and move on. You can also edit the size here if you wish, though it's always better to do this from the plan or elevation view, just so you know what else is happening around the job when you do it. In our construction method tab, we can change the construction method of our cabinet or the drawers from what we've chosen as our room or job properties. The material and door tabs is where you can select materials for the cabinet and doors, just like we did back in the job properties. If you're going to save a cabinet away, like we're going to cover in the next chapter of your training, avoid doing this where possible. This is because it will become a permanent change to that cabinet, and you'll find as you pull it out of the library, certain materials aren't going to match the job that you're working in. In our hardware tab, we can also change things like our handles, drawer guides, and hinges for the cabinet. Again, try to do this as little as possible if we're saving that cabinet back to the library. Your case tab is where we can make a few changes to the system parts. In this section, we can choose what type of tops our cabinet has, and this is a good tool for changing things over, like having a full top in your base cabinet instead of a rail if you're going to be stacking an oven or something on top of it. Below this, we can tell Cabinet Vision if the cabinet has a bottom or not, and as this is going to be a walk-in pantry, I'll set that to no bottom. The next section is called scribes. However, you're better off thinking of them as voids. Whichever field you add a value to, Cabinet Vision will add a void to the cabinet. For example, I'll add a 25mm scribe or void to the back of this cabinet. You'll see now as I look at it in plan view that my cabinet is now changed to have a 25mm space from the back to the wall. However, the overall cabinet size and the initial amount of space it took up on the plan hasn't changed. Finally, there's a button here to expose the interior. This will change the cabinet to using the color material for the main parts instead of the whiteboard. You'll see here the cabinet on the left has this unticked and the cabinet on the right has it ticked to use the exposed interior. Our next tab is where the reveals for the cabinet doors can be changed. Reveals are just door gaps. This is where we could change things up for one single cabinet, unlike our full construction method. For this cabinet, I'll leave most of my reveals as is. However, I will just give it a 10mm door gap on the bottom of the door, so that once our kick is gone, and this is sitting on the ground, the door has plenty of space underneath it. The final tab we'll look at is the toe tab. Here we can change the toe height, the front, left and back and right recesses of the kickboard, and you can also set how many sleepers the kick will have. If you want to remove the kick from the cabinet completely, I can simply put in a height of 0 for my toe height. We can now click OK and check out our new cabinet in the 3D mode. So now we've made your very first walk-in pantry. Get used to these cabinet properties and have a good look around, because when you're going to start saving cabinets away and you're making some custom cabinets, working through these cabinet properties is a great place to start. Have a play around, and once you're ready, we'll jump across and we'll have a look at a few more tips and tricks around this screen, just to make those custom cabinets a little easier to do.